initial thoughts on Amaya as a catcher with Gomes going down.
I think he did a pretty good job behind the dish, catching some pretty good games. Um, he made really hard contact. Like, I mean, he didn't strike out a lot. He put the ball in play, but he just hit him where people were standing. It was good to see him get his first hit, give him a little confidence boost, a little shot in the arm while he's up here. I mean, I have no idea if he's going to hang around for a little while after Gomes comes off that concussion list, but there's a lot of upside to what he can become as a defensive catcher.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with Jeff. It was not sad. It was interesting seeing that like he was just smoking the ball. Every ball that he hit, it was bouncing off his bat, loud crack right to somebody. Unfortunately, that first hit was great to see. Immediately, they showed his family in the stands going nuts and everything, which was awesome. I wondered about his catching, and then I read the little bit of clips from Was Nasty talking about him after yesterday. Yesterday, man,
Yeah.
my days are all sorts of messed up. Yesterday, and talking about how Wisniewski was a little worried, so he's doing some extra prep, and then he got out there on the field and realized he was still less prepared than Amaya, who was ready to go behind the dish. And it just sounds like he has all those soft skills that the front office was putting an emphasis on over this offseason. And then with that, he's got the bat to back it up. And Scott brings up in the comments here, Amaya can replace Barnhart when Gomes comes back. I would love to say, yeah, that's definitely going to be the game plan. But I think, catchers kind of get hurt every so often, and there's not a whole lot behind him you want. I have a feeling he'll end up at AAA, and we'll all kind of go, dang it. And then, maybe he comes up later in the season. Who knows?
I bet by the end of the season, he will almost replace catching duties especially with expanded roster, he'll come up. I mean, that's gonna be the discussion when Gomes does come back, because Barnhart's batting 186, WRC plus of 23, a slug of 209. Like, it's not good. Like yesterday in the extra innings when they took Amaya out and pinch ran, I understood it, but I was like, if we don't score here and we have Barnhart come up, I had no confidence in the last inning when Barnhart was the final out. I just didn't have, the whole time I had confidence. We're going to come back. We're going to score. Until that at bat, I was like, I just don't believe in Barnhart. And then, of course, tonight he smokes one down the line that's fair, and he gets robbed.
Right.
The first hard hit ball he's hit all year, and it gets robbed. But yeah, that's going to be tough.
Robbed because it's called foul.
Yeah.
That was something too. Like I tweeted about, someone said the Hawkeye, and I knew this, but the Hawkeye technology is in every Major League Baseball stadium, and that's what they use for the tennis line calling. Like that's one of the things that needs to be in Major League Baseball. And it should be even as simple as going up to the line and seeing if the chalk is missing.
Right.
Why is that not part of the review?
Right.
Just walk over there, look at the line.
Well, and if you've watched a tennis match, when they review those, it's fast. I mean, it's it's 5-10 seconds, and they're back.
It's
playing.
Cool technology, and they've had the technology for forever. It feels like
right.
They've had it for so long. So
figure it out.
It's time for that in baseball. That and something to figure out check swings. That's all. Make check swings more uniform. I think typically they're called really well. I'll see it straight on and be like, oh no, that's for sure a swing, or no, that's for sure checked. And the ump got it right behind the plate almost every time. But
can we do something with some things? Balk rules while we're at it?
Oh my God.
Too soon, Jeff.
Oh my God. Yeah. That was really brutal. That was really brutal. So I think it's pretty clear that he's ready to game call. He's looked phenomenal defensively. I don't think they've tested his arm yet. I can't remember if anybody's run on him. But he's blocked a ton of pitches in the dirt. They pointed out, I think it was yesterday, Leiter was pitching, and he threw he threw a cutter that bounced like a couple feet in front of the plate. And Amaya, that's exaggerating, but Amaya blocked it. And it went to like a 2-2 count maybe. And Amaya had the confidence to call it again. And it led to a strikeout. And Boog pointed that out on the broadcast. I'm super, super happy for the guy. Like, he looks, you can just like see it. Like, even though I feel like he looks like he totally belongs, like he hasn't missed
Little League.
He has a young
face.
It's crazy. It's crazy young how young he looks.
His face, yes, he has a baby face. But in terms of how he's playing the game, he's proving that he belongs at the MLB level, and he's showing that he does have this prospect pedigree that all the prospect evaluators thought he had when he was first in the Cubs system. I mean, he was the number one prospect at one point. The one thing with Amaya, so Barnhart signed to a 2-year contract. The only way that he's, because of the lack of catching depth right now, the only way that he's off the roster is in some kind of trade. And that would take the Cubs being out of contention and moving Barnhart to a contender that needed, or Gomes for that matter, to a contender that needed a catcher. Amaya is going to go back to AAA, and that's okay because his offense still needs a little bit of refining. Yes, he's hit the crap out of the ball, and he's had really bad BABIP luck, but he was striking out at a little bit of a higher clip before getting called up. And the guy's only played, I think the stat was like 90-some games in the last 4 years. Yeah. So give him some time to progress. He's still only 24. We're seeing how he's played in this taste in the big leagues that he can handle it. And we've got something to look forward to as long as, knock on wood, he stays healthy.